Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, America? This is the role model here, and I want to make this video a real paramount video, mainly speaking about something that's a really big topic. It resonates with me. I'm sure it's going to resonate with you all out there if you're a single mother, single father, just dealing with parenthood in general. Pardon me. Late night snack. Man, those shakes are good. Strawberries, bananas, mango, pineapple, almond milk, by Almond Breeze, almond milk, vanilla flavor, and ice, all blended together. Awesome. Okay. Pardon me one moment. Alright. Just here relaxing. In the room, hotel room. But yeah, what I want to address on this video is very paramount because it's dealing with something that if you are a single parent like I am, okay, I have 8 children, 1 beautiful handsome prince, 7 beautiful princesses, total of 8, and I've dealt with a lot of pain. I can't emphasize how much of a pain I've dealt with. For instance, when I was incarcerated for a crime that I didn't commit, okay, when I was 19 years old, became an ex-felon. 2 years, 8 months, 10 days, I was incarcerated for a burglary and robbery that I didn't even do. But I signed a plea bargain. I had a public pretender or public defender, okay, but he coerced me to sign a plea bargain, and it landed me in prison for that time duration in a maximum security facility in Indian Springs, outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, my hometown. And excuse me, it put me in a situation to where I was pretty much forced to be an entrepreneur. I did go to the college route after that. My major, theater arts, drama. My minor was business marketing, ironically. So, every time I got a little part-time job, I'd always have to have that little butterfly feeling in my stomach when it had a box that was marked, "Have you been convicted of an ex-felon?" Or excuse me, of a felony. Have you been convicted of a felony? And I'd have to check yes or check no. And I did both, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a man of integrity. I've lied on application before, and I put no, got the job. But obviously, God seen fit that I didn't keep the job because that wasn't the path I was supposed to be treading on. So I would end up losing the job, no matter how much I was on time, no matter how much integrity I had, no matter how much of a good of a job I did. These aspects don't matter because society looks at you as because you're scarred or because you're not squeaky clean in terms of your jacket or your background. Then you will have to pay the cost, and they don't want to really deal with you in a lot of places. I remember when I marked yes, and still didn't pan in my favor because I just didn't get the job altogether. So I couldn't win for losing, if you ever heard of that old cliche, the old saying that goes that way. So college route didn't go good because did good in school. It's kind of boring to me, but I did do in college, some aspects, university, college, things that was good to me, that I liked it, which is theater, acting. I'm a big time music and acting head, hence my name. My alias is the role model. That's my rap name, my artistry name. That's my recording artist name. But at the end of the day, Sally Mae seemed to run out of money, so I couldn't continue that route. So it seemed that it was this whole time duration I was pretty much always doing the single fatherhood. I was the father that stayed home with kids. I was the cooking, I did the cleaning, I did the making sure everything's okay in the house. I picked up the kids from school, took them to school. I was one that helped with the homework, made sure that their grades were good. They always had good scores on their spelling bee test and math, and I was a real good educator at an age with the youth, and I didn't even know it. So it was a situation to where, I was everything panned out good, everything worked to the betterment. But here's one thing that didn't work. Never got ahead. Anybody of you out there can empathize with that, can sympathize with that? You just every day, Monday through Friday, going to school or going to work, taking your kids to school, dropping them to daycare, going to work. Same old, same old. Pick them up from school, fighting the traffic, commuting with rush hour. It's the same old rat race that Robert Kiyosaki talks about. I mean, my Rich Dad talks about that a lot. This book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Same old rat race. Over and over, doing the same old thing. Like Einstein says, the definition for insanity, so I guess we all can be labeled insane at one point in time. Because you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, thinking a different result is going to come. When in essence it's not. It's not. It's going to be the same old thing. So what's the purpose of this video? Is to show you that I've done that. I've been there, done that. I have more kids than most of you that might be looking. Doing the single motherhood, I've dealt with the woes. I've dealt with the arguments, the debates, of knowing that I'm not there to take care of the children like I'm supposed to, with the food that they need to eat, the nourishment, the clothing they need to have on their backs, the shelter. Sometimes I tend to think back in the past when I was there in a household with the mother of my children, and I was taking care of those things. I was there helping. If I wasn't bringing money into the household because I couldn't get a job or I couldn't keep a job, I was doing something else to fill that void. I was either watching the little ones all the time, children that weren't even mine. Mind you, I've always had relationships in my past over the last 16 years. Okay, 4 to 5 relationships total I've only had, long-term relationships. I think that stems from my mom and dad being married for 38 years, something that I always wanted. I'm 36, I'll be 37 on Thanksgiving, or November 28th. And they've been together. They just celebrated their 38 year anniversary. I mean, that's astonishing. You don't even see relationships last that longer than 5 years, 10 years nowadays, let alone a marriage. So I have a good role model to follow. My father, he did the right thing. He did a good thing, and taking care of my mother through all the trials, tribulations. My mom had rheumatoid arthritis at a young age when I was young. So I really didn't have a lot of, I had to take care of my mother at a young age to help take care of her when my father was working 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet. My mom couldn't work anymore. She became disabled. So I had to be kind of my mom's private RN because we couldn't afford one. So massages, showering or bathing my mother, cooking, cleaning. This is where I learned all these things. It's kind of like Celie in the movie The Color Purple, in that film, where she actually was Danny Glover's wife. Celie, she was taking care of everything, the whole house. That's what I was doing. So it came to be a situation to where I learned these things at a young age, things that a young kid shouldn't have to go through and do. But I did them because I'm the only child, and I wanted to make sure that my mother was proud of me, that she was happy. It was already enough I had to deal with her crying every night, her wailing, her praying to the Lord, because she was so suffering with her pain and her aches and things of this nature. She had 2 total hip replacements with her joints, with her ball and hip joint, 2 of them. and she had to learn how to walk again. I helped her to become rehabilitated to do that. So I think this carried over in my relationships to where I wanted to make it work even when it wasn't working. I know a lot of you can sympathize with that, right? You want to make it work for the kids' sake because you don't want the kids to be in a situation to where they don't see it working in the household. But you can't do it for the kids. You got to do it for you. You both got to do it for each other. You can't be for the kids. So I found that's out the hard way. I mean, my oldest was conceived and born before I went to prison. Actually, conceived before, but born while I was in prison. When I got out of prison, never had a chance to meet her. Never had a chance to be there at her birth. I'm yet to even see her, and she's 14. Finally, I'm going to get a chance to see her soon. Thank God for that. And my ex, which I went through a homelessness situation less than a couple of years ago, about a year and a half. And my children are a year and a half now with her because the situation, she listening to a third party, what someone else says. And just a great point to bring up, if you're a single parent, don't listen to what a third party says. If someone's outside of you and that man, or you and that woman with having those children, you need to figure out what to do together to make that work for the betterment of them kids and yourselves if it can. If it can't, so be it. Still take care of those children and make sure that you figure out what's the purpose of this video, to have a home business, have investments, so that you can be in a situation to have your children not to struggle because of the relationship that is struggled. It's enough that the kids already see the relationship struggle with the two parents. They don't need to see the financial, the economical strains. They don't need to see that struggle too. So definitely don't listen to a third party. Don't listen to outside sources and let someone break up what y'all could have together, because that's what happened with my ex. She listened to someone else and it broke up what we had, rendered me homeless, and I was there to help take care of her children before I even had children. Go figure. You know, what comes around goes around. It doesn't always go around the way we want it though. So, but with that being the case, it came to where my twins, Genesis and Revelation, were born. And I wasn't even there to cut the umbilical cord. For all my other children, other than my oldest, I was there when they were born. But I wasn't there for my last two, unfortunately. But God is still good. You know, there's a reason for everything, which I've come to see now what the reason is. So the reason why I share all this with you is because not only to be transparent, to let you know that I understand the woes and the pains about being a single parent. I understand how hard it is to know that you have to keep it together while you're there taking care of the children. You know, I've lived with my children in an Astro van, if anybody can know me way back in the days, you know, taking care of my children out of the Astro van. I even got to the point where I stooped so low, rock bottom, to where I was stealing diapers and milk out of a store to make sure that my little ones can eat and that they were clothed all right and they didn't have to defecate or go to the bathroom on themselves. I was there doing that. You know, because when I had them in my possession, the children, before I got my first apartment, and I was taking care of my son and daughters and things of this nature, I didn't look to anybody else as an excuse. I had to do it for my kids. So that's the purpose of this video, is that you shouldn't have to go through those troubles and trials when you have a better way. Learn from those who have done it, and you can do better. You know, the reason for this conversation that I'm having with you is because I had a very, very enticing and entertaining conversation with one of the mothers of my children, and it led me to believe that, you know, sometimes we tend to forget that the mothers or the fathers that are taking care of the children, that they do have a hard task, and I commend them. They're the ones that's there working the job, they're keeping it together, which should be for two people. They're doing the job of both, the duties of both. But what I would like to say to everybody before I end this video is that you got to understand that if one of the persons or one of the parents is looking for the way, they're searching for the way to make it better, where they can break that chain of poverty, they can break that chain of just obscurity, of that destituteness, break that chain of not having. If that's their aim and they're accomplishing that, then Godspeed to them. And the one that is left behind taking care of the children, they should be praying for that person. Ask the Lord to pray for that person, that they continue on the path and they make it happen. That their efforts don't be in vain. That they actually do what they say they're going to do and they accomplish it. They might not be given money. Okay? See, the reason why we're talking about this is because it's all about, in a way, money. If you understand how money works, you can make money be your slave. And you don't have to be slaving, working hard for money. That's the difference. Because money breaks up a lot of relationships. I can look back on all my relationships right now, and I'm pretty sure you can look at your relationships right now, watching this. And I'm pretty sure you know without a shadow of a doubt that money was one of the aspects, or finances is one of the aspects that had a lot of issues of argument, a lot of issues of trouble and trials. Money. If you had it, and if you understood how it works, you'd be able to have your situation work out better. So hence, that's why I say, I think that the best home business for single parents by far has to be MCA to start out, because you're coming from the world to where you have so much on your plate with the kids, with the obligations, with things going on, whether you're the parent left with the kids or whether you're the one that's going to seek, looking for the answer so you can bring it back to take care of your family. Because I've never been in the category of a man that didn't take care of his family. That's worse than, as the Bible say, an infidel, a man that doesn't want to take care of his family. I've always been either helping taking care of my kids or the other party's children when we got together that I didn't even have, taking care of them because their father wasn't around. And a lot of you single fathers can sympathize with that. A lot of mothers, you can sympathize with that. When you're helping someone in a blended relationship and they have children they bring to the table. You know, if you treat them kids like your own, that's something that's, bar none, shouldn't be trotted down. That's something that most won't do. You have a good man or a good woman that's doing that, that's something that you should really hold dear. And when that man or woman is out to find the answer, sort of like in The Shepherd Boy that was in the book called The Alchemist, or sort of like the young man that wanted answers, you know, in the book of The Richest Man in Babylon. These are nothing but stories and books and literature of old times past that these men went on a journey to seek and find what they needed to find. And when they found it, they came back, they blessed their families, they blessed their children, and everybody benefited from it. But here's the thing. Here's a question I ask to you, single mother and single father. What is the benefit if you're doing the same thing over and over again every single day and you're not getting ahead? What's that benefit? You see, if you don't have someone, if someone doesn't take a sacrifice, someone doesn't take a stand, someone doesn't understand that they need to take the stand and make it happen, to find out how to change things, to find out how to make it to where you don't have to work for money, and that the children don't have to work for money, and the children's children and children's children's children and generations to go. If they don't break that chain, that poverty financial chain, who's going to do it? You could be back there in the same household working, but you're not going to get ahead. And you know why? Here's why you're not going to get ahead. Because I've done it, ladies and gentlemen, and I didn't get ahead. I was working at a time, and the mother was working at a time, taking care of the children at a time. Mind you, like I said, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. These are more than what most regular families have. And it didn't work. You know why it didn't work? For the simple fact that you have taxes against you, you have cost of living and expenses against you, and your paycheck is not growing. You're losing money. So at the end of the day, someone has to take a stand. Someone has to be the bigger person. And sometimes that might take them to leave. Sometimes that might take them that they have to go find that answer. They have to seek it. Because if they weren't raised with that answer, if the parents and the family and the people who they have around them don't have that answer, they got to go find it. And unless they find it, they'll never know it. So all I say is to single mothers out there or single fathers out there, cut the others slack if they're actually out there looking for to find the information to make the change. And if they're making progress with finding it, cut them some slack. If they're out there just messing around though, I understand that. Now that's where you don't cut that person any slack, because that person is just, they don't want to have a relationship. And I still say, pray for them. As the Bible would say, you're supposed to love your enemies. You're supposed to forgive those who do you wrong, because how can you expect God Almighty to forgive you when you do something wrong? Why would you ask for forgiveness if you haven't done the same. Makes sense. Anyway, one last thing I want to share with you about MCA and why it's the best business I feel that you should start with. Because you need to learn how to become an entrepreneur. You need to get educated here. Okay? Financial education. This brain is a muscle, ladies and gentlemen. Most people treat it like it's mush. You need to learn that use this. Just like you might work out your body, work out your abs, work out your shape, want to lose weight, gain weight, whatever you want to do, you need to work out this. This, the head, controls all of this. So it's baffling, it's bewildering to me that people won't want to understand, and they need to grow their mental IQ. They need to grow their brain. Their mind is a muscle, and they need to work it out. You know what I mean? Part of that means is to change your philosophy. Change from listening to negative, poor, non-lucrative information that ain't gonna get you nothing or get you further ahead in life at all. They keep pouring that in here, pouring those ingredients in here. Ladies and gentlemen, when you put bad ingredients into anything, it's nothing gonna come out positive. It doesn't make sense. That's like me bringing some trash, dumping it on the floor in your house, and you think that your house is clean. Come on. Come now. It doesn't make sense, right? But that's what a lot of people do. They put trash in their mind. Whether it's cursing, negative terminology, talking about the opposite sex or of the same sex, negative terms, cursing, negative talk, or bad mouthing. Anything that's just reading of killings, murders, listening to the news, all the negativity is going on in the world, because the main problem is not just a black thing or white thing. It's not a Democrat or a Republic. It doesn't matter who wins in president, Hillary or Trump. None of that matters. It doesn't matter what's going on in the economy. The GDP is still in bad situation. The debt is on a sky, all-time sky. Okay, the market crash and things of this nature is coming. It's definitely coming. The US dollar crash, the monetary system is failing, and it's going to fall and crash one day, no different than the Roman Empire's monetary system fell, or like Greece, how theirs fell. All right. Taxes keep going up, cost of living keeps going up because of inflation, because the government keeps printing money. The bottom line of it is these are all things in the world you can't change, so don't bother. Okay, what you can change, however, is you. You could change your own economy. You could change how your situation is panning out. So if you're a single mother, the cards are already stacked against you. If you're a single father, as I am, the cards are already stacked against you. So why not look for the best in your hand that you could find, and look for the information to try to find those spades, to try to find those wild cards, to where the cards can now be in your favor. That's what I say. And MCA is something of that nature. It's an asset. It's a big business. Okay, let me share a couple of things with you that Rich Dad says before I close with you. Motor Club of America, MCA, is a roadside assistance company. No different than AAA. The only difference is we get more benefits, more discounts, and we're unlimited with your emergency roadside assistance. There's no limit. For more information about the benefits, the discounts we have, and the unlimited roadside assistance in case you have an emergency, okay? And trust me, you never know when there will be an emergency. Unfortunately, prayers definitely go out to all those, and so far as with the hurricanes that's happening and the weather conditions and emergency situations such as South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, okay? Most definitely where my ex is from, that have my twins, Genesis and Revelation, Haiti. Her family, she's Haitian, and her family's in Haiti. And prayers go out to everybody in Haiti because they just suffered a great loss and great blow. I pray that, God's will definitely be done, that they'll be okay, those survivors, and that much help gets extended to them. But you can't tell me that emergencies don't happen. Things happen. You can't predict them. Mankind cannot avoid them. The best thing mankind can do is we have the ability to think, ladies and gentlemen. We're not like the animals that have to migrate at the time of the year, and they don't have a choice but to migrate, to go south or north or whatever have you. Man is a creature that can think, and when you use good thinking habits, you'll get positive results. When you use bad thinking habits or put bad thinking and bad thoughts in your brain, nothing's going to come but negative, bad results. As Norman Vincent Peale says, it's a miracle. Positive thinking, the power it has. Okay? But this is what people have to understand. If anyone says that MCA is a scam, then they are still confused about money. They are the scam. And that is the person you need to avoid. Because there's nowhere on earth that a AAA would be thought of as a scam. Same way with MCA, Motor Club of America. That person is still confused about money. Hence, scam. And the bottom line with that is you need to understand that there's no way that this company is a scam. The bottom line of it is it's been around for 90 years. The only thing is that the traditional methods of commercials and advertising and TV, media, newspaper, internet, they choose to say, you know what, we're going to save all that money, cut our advertising budget a lot in half or even more than that. We'll just pay the happy members, the 7 million customers and members we have that enjoy these benefits. Why not just pay them? Let them share the message. It's a pretty good, smart, intelligent advertising move, don't you think? What better way to make something grow, no different than the Bible days, with word of mouth? Okay? How did the gospel spread so big? When you think about it, there was no social media then. There was no TV then. Radio wasn't around then. There was no mail system that we have then. So how did it spread? From word of mouth. One person telling another, networking. And that's what MCA pays us to do. They'll pay the members to go share this with somebody else. Whether directly, face-to-face, or indirectly, like I'm sharing with you over social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, as you're seeing here. So they pay you well. The more you want to share, shows the more you care. And the more they care about you, because they'll pay you on a weekly basis. It could be hundreds of dollars, it could be thousands. It could be, some people, 5 figures, 6 figures, weekly income, monthly income. Seems kind of radical, does it? Some people can even make 7 figures or more. Seems radical, doesn't it? Not really. Because you're providing a service, you're providing a benefit, you're helping mankind with emergency services. Alright? You're putting yourself in this situation. This is what Rich Dad taught me a long time ago. The E, the S, the B, the I. E stands for employee, S stands for small business owner or specialist or, someone that is an employer, okay? B stands for big business, I stands for investor. These are the 4 types of ways that people can make money in the world. They're in one of these 4 quadrants, the 4 types of ways types of income. Most people are here, and they pay around 40% in taxes. You're an employee, W-2 worker. Nothing wrong with it. You just don't want to stay here all your life. You want to come over to here. Big business owner. This is where MCA is. Pay about 20% in taxes. You own a business, home business. Okay? You work from literally your phone, from home. That's simple. Some are here. Middle class. That's rapidly diminishing, might I add. The gap between the have and have-nots, the rich and the poor, is widening and widening. And when it gets really, really, really wide, that's when civilizations collapse. No president can fix it. Doesn't matter if it's Trump or Hillary. Doesn't matter. So what do? How does this pertain to you? Single mother, single father? You need to get yourself from here over to here. If you're here, you're paying about 60% in taxes. Okay? You have a lot of liabilities. You need to get more assets. Okay? Because you got to pay taxes for the employees here. You got to pay taxes on the supplies. You got to pay taxes on the property. You got to pay taxes for yourself. You got to pay taxes for a lot. Also, you got a lot of bad debt. You got that student loan or college debt or whatever debt you had to get you to this position to be a doctor, lawyer, dentist, accountant, whatever you are to get here. That took a lot of schooling, right? Took a lot of education, a lot of skills and certificates, things you had to do. A doctorate, master's degree, all of these, right? Well, being here, that's stuff that you got to pay back. And that's why it's hard for you to get ahead. But if you come here, You can get ahead. See, once you get here, ladies and gentlemen, this is when you have a business working for you. You have systems working for you. Okay, hence MCA. $40 to join. 40 bucks. And then $20 a month. That's to take care of all your unlimited emergency roadside assistance benefits. Takes care of all of your extra MCA club discounts and benefits. All here for $20. Also gives you the income opportunity. $20 a month. You have the opportunity now to generate income other than working for it. All you got to do is share. Share with people. You could be an introvert or an extrovert, meaning you could be shy or you could be a talker, like me. But it doesn't matter. You know, a lot of times I listen to the people. Single mothers, single fathers, you know, the mothers of my children, I listen to them. They might think I don't, but I listen. I know that they're going through hardships, just like a lot of you single mothers and single fathers out there. I know you're going through some hardships. Well, here's your chance to listen. Listen and listen attentively. Listen good. You need to be here. You need to get MCA and have it work for you. Get trained. Learn the skills. This is what I do. I teach people how to get to that situation where they can learn the skills. I'm a role model. I'm a mentor. That's what I do. You want to look for role models. Look for mentors that could show you how to not only take your business here, but start investing here. You pay about 0% in taxes. Investing. This is where wealth generators will come in for the stock market investing. Learning how to make your money work for you. Compound interest. Okay, money making money. Money making money. That's compounding. Or, so far as this real estate, tax liens and tax deeds. A form of real estate investing. Oil investing. Commodities. Gold, silver. Precious metals like that. Guns, bullets. Farming, agriculture. All right there. Investing. Warren Buffett loves this field. If you don't know who he is, that name Warren Buffett, go Google him, look him up. Bill Gates, Sam Cooke, they love this field, and many others, of course. Yeah, okay, big businesses they have. So this is the cash flow quadrant. My mentor Kiyosaki talks about it a lot in this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay. Also, I'm gonna read for you a passage out of his book, The Cash Flow Quadrant, really quickly. I'm looking over here as you're looking. But I want to read this to you. I know this video is 30 minutes, but you got to hear this. This is very important. And it's talking about mentors, role models. And I'm going to leave you with this. He starts off this book with saying, right here, my rich dad used to say, you can never have true freedom without financial freedom. Oh, how so true. He would go on to say, freedom may be free, but it does have a price.